For years, to filter our kerosene, we used a standard felt fuel oil filter. The only thing we did a little different was we stuck it under the tank so it wouldn't be out in the weather. But after many years, I decided we should upgrade to one of the Goldenrod Water Block Filter cartridges. So this is how we did it. Because normally you would just undo the thing, take it off, put the new water block on. But because it is under the tank, we could not just spin it off. Nor did we want to take that fuse link and spin it around because we were afraid that because the tank was full, it might leak. So again, this is how we did it. Here's a close-up of the filter, and you can see that there's no way we could spin that thing off. All you can do is drop the canister and replace the filter. So we came up with a novel way of doing it. Here is the subassembly of our Goldenrod filter that we hand screwed together to show exactly what it's going to look like when it's finished. So you start by undoing the fitting of the out kerosene line from the right side of the filter. Then you drop the filter canister out of the way. Now here's the trick. You take a reciprocating saw and you carefully cut right at the edge of the red filter canister, cut away the brass nipple so that that canister is out of there. And here you can see the fairly clean cut where we cut right along the steel wall of the top and cut the brass fitting away. It would still work if it was iron. This happened to be brass. And there is the stub of the brass nipple still in the fusible link. So with vice grips, all we did was grab hold of it and unscrew it out of the fusible link valve. Then we got out our Teflon sealing paste and started putting the individual pieces in place so that we could get the filter up and running. So there's the 45-degree angle piece to get it down away from the tank. Then we added a steel extension. Then another 45 to get it back level with the bottom of the tank. Then we installed the increasing adapter and another steel nipple. And then you take the top of the goldenrod and look at it. One side says in and one side says out. And now that we have clearance, you can now spin that goldenrod top onto the nipple, and you have, as you can see, plenty of clearance from the bottom of the tank. And then on the other side goes an identical nipple, and everything is tightened down at this point, and the top is aligned so that the filter canister will be straight down. And then the identical increaser, except now it's a reducer, on the other side. Then the brass flare fitting is installed. Here's a close-up of the flare fitting. And then the kerosene line is reattached to that flare fitting. And here again is a close-up of that flare fitting. Then we took some silicone waterproof grease to lubricate the rubber seal of the plastic filter canister. And at this time, the Goldenrod Water Block Filter is screwed in place into the top. And then finally, the yellow plastic canister is slid over the filter and hand tightened into the top section of the filter. And here you can see how our kerosene line leaves the filter and drops down and goes into that pipe we call a communication pipe, and that goes into the house where it's distributed to the various heaters and the water heater. So then we opened the valve and we hoped that the filter would just fill right up. However, it didn't, and apparently it was airbound, and we waited and we waited and we waited. And as you can see, it finally glug-glubbed up to the point that it was halfway up the filter canister. And finally, after 45 minutes, the entire canister was covered in pink kerosene, and any residual air would work its way back up into the tank, and so we would have pure kerosene feeding the heater. And that is how we got around the problem of our original filter to put on a premium Goldenrod water block filter.